Hello, welcome, happy Pokemon Day. I love Pokemon, like a lot. So much so that in the very little free time that I have, I wanted to try doing this YouTube thing with Pokemon, playing various games, opening the packs, so on and so forth. And I figure a good first video would be to uh, not necessarily react to, but analyze the 2025 Pokemon Day, um, the presents, and all the things, the information and the drops and all that the Pokemon Company gave us. So this won't be analyzing the whole thing, just the stuff that I'm really interested in. So that's like Pokemon Concierge, Pokemon Unite, Pokemon TCG, Pokemon Champions, and the new Legends CA game. So we'll get started with the Pokemon Concierge. They have it mentioned sort of like it's a new series. It's
Pokemon Concierge.
going to be added to Netflix.
Pokemon Resort on a tropical island. The story follows Haru.
It looks really interesting.
And Psyduck as they grow together
Instead of this more the really popular animation style, it's got the felt creatures and like the stop motion kind of animation, and I think it's a pretty nice twist on what the usual was. The last like actual series that I watched, I think, was the Black and White era Pokemon. That was back in like 2012, 2013. I'm not up to speed on everything that's happened. I mean, I know Ash, he eventually did win a Pokemon Championship, and that he's no longer in the series. I know there's a new main character with the Scarlet and Violet Pokemon and everything like that. But this is coming out around the same time in my kid's life that the main series of Pokemon came out when I was little. I was born in 97, so I've pretty much grown up with Pokemon. So I think it'll be pretty interesting to see if my child or children take an interest in Pokemon the same way I did.
Pokemon Concierge are in production. They are slated for release in September 2025. What sort of Pokemon will Haru and Psyduck welcome as guests next? Take a first look at a few of the Pokemon they
It looks pretty good, if I'm being honest. It doesn't look bad. I like Arcanine.
But there's more. For a limited time, the
And
first four
I'm glad that they gave Corphish like the smooth texture and not like fur or feathers or anything like that, like the felt. I'm really glad that they did that.
There's more. For a limited time, the first 4 episodes are available to watch on Pokemon's official YouTube channel for free. Please take this chance to watch them if you haven't been able to tune in to Pokemon Concierge yet. And we hope you look forward to the new episodes as well.
So that was Pokemon Unite. Or Unite, what am I talking about? That's Pokemon Concierge. I don't know that I'll watch it. I might, watch a couple episodes, give it a shot, see what it's about. But once, my kids are old enough to watch stuff like that and take an interest in it, I'm excited to see if they do like it as much as I did when I was their age. Okay, so here's Pokemon Unite. If you haven't played this before, if you've ever played League of Legends, it's the same premise, just with Pokemon. Suicune looks great. I thought he was already in the game for some reason. So we have these 3 coming to Pokemon Unite. I'm looking forward to it. I'm willing to pick the game back up. I have it on Switch. I don't know that I'll get super into the competitive scene of it, playing online like on a gaming PC or anything like that. But I'll play it on Switch. I'll probably play it on the YouTube channel or on Twitch or something like that. I don't know. I'd have to relearn the game pretty much entirely. Take a look, though, at the new game mode that they're talking about.
Remote Stadium will be returning to ranked matches.
The original stadium's
Enjoy
coming back
intense
to
battles
ranked.
In the unforgettable Remote Stadium. A new type of battle is also arriving, called First to 500. In it, a new feature called EOS technology allows you to gain special effects when you score a certain number of points.
This, I think, will be a pretty interesting new mechanic in the game. So on League of Legends, you have to go back to your home base kind of a thing before you can buy any kind of new items. So I'm wondering if that's the kind of mechanic that they're going to be implementing here. Last time I played the game, it was you would pick the items that you wanted to start with, and then you'd play the game with those items. I could be wrong, but that's what I remember about it. So if they're implementing this now, where once you reach a certain number of points, then you can get, these perks or these items or something like that. I think that'll introduce a new level of competitive play with the game. I'm interested to see how it plays out.
Plus, look forward to an updated map. With updated wild Pokemon, the win condition is simple. Be the first to score 500 points.
Sure. There's some giveaways for it. So I'm looking forward to that for sure. It's like I said, it's been a while since I've played Pokemon Unite, but it's a fun game. I like it. My wife and I, we absolutely love the Pokemon TCG. I could make a separate YouTube video 2 hours long talking about the cards that we have, reorganizing them, showing them off, the whole collection, everything. We are all about it. I'm so excited for the new cards that are coming out. The new they're bringing back Mega Evolutions. And I can't help but say that these are going to look so good in a binder. So good. Here's an interesting thing that I just noticed. I don't know if it's the final, if this is the final version of the art for the card or the mechanics or anything like that. If you can see it, evolves from Riolu, not Lucario, which is interesting. I wonder if they're going to fix that, or if they're just showing off the card art. I think Gardevoir had the same thing. And you take 3 prize cards if you knock that one out. I've played the TCG before. I played on the TCG online. I've played on there, and I've played in person before. Where I live, there's not very many places close enough that I would be able to justify going to play the game. If there were some closer places, I probably would. But the 3 prize cards for 1 knockout is insane. Look at some of the attacks that are on here. I'll show them here in a second. See, Mega Gardevoir, it says the same thing. Evolves from Kirlia. You can see the art there. I don't know if they're going to... I'd hope they would fix that. I mean, it's basically... It'd be kind of tough because at that point it's technically like a 4th evolution, which would be a mid to late game thing. I wonder how they're gonna play that. I do, but if we can't, we'll look at some of these attacks here. So let's see. Aura Jab on Mega Lucario. Attach up to 3 basic fighting energy cards from your discard pile to your benched Pokemon in any way you like. And it does 130 damage, which is pretty good. And then Mega Brave. And these are super cheap attacks for such high damage, too. The 2 fighting energy gives you 270 damage on Mega Lucario. That's pretty solid. But the Mega Gardevoir, and I know there's so many people who love playing the current Gardevoir deck that's in circulation right now. The Overflowing Wishes for each of your... Let me see. Let me get back to it. For each of your opponent's benched Pokemon, search your deck for a basic Psychic Energy card and attach it to that Pokemon, then shuffle your deck. And then Mega Symphonia. This attack does 50 damage for each Psychic Energy attached to all of your Pokemon. That, I think, is going to be a huge upset to the decks that are currently being played right now, if they'll still be in circulation. I know, let's see, there's the Terraform Charizard from Obsidian Flames that's in. There's Lugia, Regidrago, and this may be old. I know with Prismatic Evolutions, there was a Hydreigon card that came out that looked really good. But this one, the Mega Gardevoir, if they make a deck around that, which I'm sure they will, that's going to be a huge upset, I think, to what's currently being played in the card game. And not to mention, those would look fantastic in a binder. That's insane. When was the last time they actually had that? I can't remember. It was a while ago. But that's crazy that they're bringing that back. I'm so excited for that. Yeah, really looking forward to the Mega Evolutions cards. And I wonder how many they're going to bring out too. Is it just going to be those two for however long? I bet not. I guarantee they're going to bring so many more out. One Pokemon I'd love to see get a lot more recognition is Mega Swampert. If he got a card, oh, I'd love to have it. I'd pay anything to have that card. It's so cool to see the Game Boy Colors, again, like being used like that. Pokemon Stadium, N64, played it. So good. That one's Stadium 2, I think. It looks so good. I know it says not actual gameplay footage, but it looks great. That looks like a lot of fun. So, when they first showed this trailer for it, right, my first thought was, like, when they were showing all the game systems and the timeline of the Pokemon games, I thought they were bringing all those original games to the Switch. Equally excited if they were to announce that. Would have been awesome. But no, so Utsunomiya explained that this is going to be handled by Game Freak, and
from core Pokemon games.
By Game Freak and
Pokemon
the
continue the tradition
Pokemon
of pitting
Company.
your skills against
The
those
Pokemon
pro
Works.
trainers from around the world. But this time, we're aiming for these core style battles to be enjoyed by more players than ever before. Game Freak, the developer of the core games, is carrying out the planning for this project, while development is being handled by the Pokemon Works. And Pokemon Champions will be coming not only to the Nintendo Switch family of systems, but to mobile devices too.
Here's my first question. Where it's coming to Switch and mobile, is this going to wind up being like a twist on the Pokemon Stadium games from the N64? Or is it going to be something more like Pokemon Showdown, except it's actually handled by the Pokemon Company?
You'll be able to choose how you want to play based on where you are. What's more, you can also connect with Pokemon Home.
This plays into the Pokemon Stadium theory or question that I have, where Pokemon Home would act as the game pack for Pokemon Champions, the same way that it did, that the game pack was for N64. So you can play your Pokemon games, your core series games, Sword Shield, Scarlet Violet, so on and so forth, put those Pokemon onto Pokemon Home, and then take them over to
Thanks
Champions.
this connectivity, you won't be limited to using Pokemon you can partner up with in Pokemon Champions. You'll be able to team up with Pokemon who joined you on your adventures in previous Pokemon games. We hope you're looking forward to battling Pokemon trainers from all corners of the world.
Oh, I am so looking forward to it. But I still, I've got questions. How's it going to work? Is it more like Showdown, where you log in because you have to have a Nintendo online account, and then you're just paired with some random person who's online, either on Switch or mobile, and with whatever team they've put together through the rental Pokemon that are on Pokemon Champions, because you said that you won't be limited to using Pokemon that you can partner up with in Pokemon Champions. So is Champions going to be like another spin-off kind of a game where it's got its own storyline, and as you progress you get more Pokemon? Or will they have a whole a roster of rental Pokemon, so to speak, for you to choose from? I really am curious about that. And with the Showdown thing that I was mentioning before I went off on a tangent, are you just going to be paired up with a random person who's thrown a team together with however customization for those teams will work on this game? I'm curious about that.
Stay tuned for future announcements regarding the launch date of Pokemon Champions.
Because it's in development,
Next.
so they're not sure when it's going to be released. Now, for the next thing, and the biggest thing that I think was part of these presents, was the Pokemon Legends ZA update that we have been waiting so long for. So this was the main reason for me making this video. I was beginning to wonder if we'd ever hear anything about Pokemon Legends ZA again, because it's been so long. I know there was a couple things about leak starters, things like that. Same stuff that there always is with any new Pokemon game. But I try not to put any stock in those. I'd rather hear it straight from the source, so to speak. The graphics look great. Now, I wonder if they're going to work to finish the game. It's a good teaser for the starters. I wonder if they're going to work to finish the game so that it plays nice and smooth, and there's no glitches or any kind of glaring issues that would suggest that the game was rushed and not done. It wasn't completed, done correctly, so to speak. Now, why, I wonder, would they put 2 Gen 2 starters, Chikorita and Totodile, and then have Tepig thrown in there? I'm really curious as to why they did that. I know it's been, the last Gen 2 remake was Heart Gold Soul Silver. And then we had Diamond Pearl Platinum, XY Black White, so on and so forth. And then we started the remakes with, we started over with the Gen 1 again. Or was it, no, it wasn't Gen 1 with Let's Go. It was with Gen 3, Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. After that, it was Gen 1 again with the Let's Go series. So it's been a minute since Gen 2's gotten any kind of representation. And it's kind of a underrated, not very talked about generation, I think. And it's a good one. If my track record shows, it doesn't matter what starters they put in there. I'm choosing the water one. My favorite Pokemon, Swampert. But I'm so excited that they put Totodile in there because for Ralligator, it's another favorite of mine. The catching the Pokemon mechanic has changed too. I don't know if it'll show it here. I don't think it does. In this game, it looks like you're going to be able to knock out the wild Pokemon that you want to catch without any kind, they won't disappear. Once the HP drops, you can throw the Pokeball. It's like the Pokemon stun kind of a thing. So you don't have to worry about any kind of like damage calculation, or if you accidentally knock it out, or if it runs away. Well, runs away, that's a different thing. But you don't have to worry about it disappearing if it faints when you're trying to catch it and having to track another one down. I know a lot of shiny hunters are probably going to be really happy about that mechanic. It's pretty interesting, and the battle mechanic has changed too. That's another one that I'm really, really excited to play with. You can now move in the battle and manually dodge attacks. That's what it looks like. And of course, yeah, we know Mega Evolution was coming back. So here's the thing. The new battle mechanic is I'm looking forward to that a lot, because I think once this game is out and everybody's had a chance to play it, what is Worlds going to look like now that opponents can dodge attacks manually? I wonder, it looks like the accuracy stat of the Pokemon is going to come into play a lot more now. So, and I'd be willing to bet that moves like Sand Attack, Double Team, Smoke Screen, any of those accuracy affecting moves, I'm interested to see how those affect the battle mechanic here, and if it does, will we see more teams with those moves in a competitive setting like at Worlds? So I can guarantee you that once this game is out and it's made its rounds, everybody's played it, beat the game, so on, I'm interested to see what it looks like in Worlds, because I think that's going to add a whole lot more strategy to it than just the team building and the math behind the low rolls and high rolls for attacks and the base power and your opponent's defense and type disadvantages, because now you're looking at essentially real-time dodging in the battle. So I think that's going to be pretty interesting to see. Mega Evolution, of course. I really hope they add Mega Evolutions for the starters. I'm sure they will. Yeah, really looking forward to that one. So I'm interested to see Mega Feraligatr, Mega Emboar, and Mega Meganium. I'm also wondering with this new game, similar to what we saw with Legends Arceus in the Hisui region, are we going to get regional variants for some other Pokemon? Or are we just going to see some regional forms making a comeback? I think it's going to be pretty interesting to see as well. I mean, I could keep going. I'd be beating a dead horse here. Most of the questions that I have asked, I'd rather just leave it at that. I'd like to leave some questions unasked, I'll say, and then just be surprised as new information comes out. I think this has the potential, these games that I've talked about, making some big waves. I know they will for me, in my experience with Pokemon, for sure. But yeah, the questions I've asked, let me know what you think down in the comments. Or if you have questions, ask them. I'll likely do more videos like this, if the channel takes off. Because I really like it. I like analyzing the stuff that they released with this one. But yeah, be sure to subscribe and let me know what you think.